Hello everyone, welcome back to the Internet Total Show live at the Wonder Reasons Urban Theater. How y'all doing today? As you can see, right now I'm currently using my old PNG tuber, or rather my Fuji PNG tuber, because, well, I don't have, the iPhone's not charged for 3D model today. And to be honest, I don't really care that much since I'm going to be playing this one game. I'm going to finish it. That's more important than having the full avatar. Either way, welcome back to the Internet Total Show live at the Wonder Reasons Urban Theater. How are you all doing today? I'm doing well. As you can see, I'm very, very late, but I do have a game that I could beat within the time. That is Tangle Tower, or rather, finish, because I wasn't done. I was almost done. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, today was my grandpa's birthday, so that's why I was out. And I might be switching back to my 3D model because the phone is turning on. But for now, let's just listen to it for a second. I'm gonna wait until the iPhone turns on. Here we go. On Lord, ready. I'm just gonna go. I'll disappear for a moment. Now it's locked. On. Here. That's fine. Gotta remember to plug this thing in. On. All right, we're good now. Oh, really don't know what was going on with the other things, but whatever. All right, let's start the game. Or rather, get back to the game because I was really close. Okay, so I think we got that.
Watch out. Floor's wet.
Thanks. Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on any of it?
Not really. It's mostly blank. Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything?
Not really. It's mostly blank. Crumpled up paper.
Is there
Not
anything?
really. It's mostly. It's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
We already got that. Very close to the end.
An incinerator built into the wall. Still pretty hot.
Is there anything
It's
left?
mostly ash. Yeah, there's something.
I think we were about done, so I'm just gonna talk to her now.
All right. Break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
That's a good question. I think if it was fired, if it was fired from in front of Freya, then it would have gone right through the painting. So I think it was fired from above.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense either.
our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place.
Oh, okay, I
We
was
even
right.
found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing
No,
up by
no.
the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless... Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
What was it? Paint fumes, the gramophone, Flora. I don't think it was Flora.
Paint fumes.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
It was the music being played.
What?
Let's try that again.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There is something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
Let's see. Okay, so what, though, is the answer? It wasn't the potted flower. It wasn't the loot statue. I legit don't know. Okay, let's go on through here.
That's not it.
I could figure that. What is it? I'm blanking on what it could be. What could have been in the gramophone?
That's not it.
I could, yeah.
That's not it.
I don't remember. I don't know the answer to that.
That's not it.
What did we find in it?
That's not it. That's not it.
I'm just clicking everything I can.
That's not it.
Okay.
That's not it.
Okay, it's not that either.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
What was in the gramophone?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
So very confused on what the answer to this could be.
That's not it. That's not it.
Okay, nope. Right.
That's not it.
Figure that. I just. What is it?
That's not it.
What was hiding in the drum? What was hiding in the drum? What was hiding in the drum? What was hiding in the drum?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
Ay, caramba.
That's not it.
Golden
Pointer's
beetle?
research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened.
Oh!
Toby and Fitz both
Okay, I didn't
said
realize
they
that.
heard a
That's
loud
cool.
noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking
see.
about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage, too.
Okay, how do... What's it by the powerful frequency?
That's not it.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and
Oh!
the gramophone itself.
That's what caused
they
it all?
all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from
The
gramophone
headphones
than
on one
Flora
of the
was.
creatures.
They protected themselves.
How?
I know the answer to this.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What is it?
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Hold on. Is there anything I'm missing in here?
Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
That's how we got in. It leads down into the Great Hall.
Doesn't look like there's any other way to get in or out.
Centipede? How many?
Too many.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Okay, I already know that. Okay, let's just go. Oh, we're going to a new room. Laura's tower. Oh no, just the tower.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
Interesting.
I can see the stars. Freya, did you leave us a clue?
I don't think so. Not sure that's even important.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
What'd you say? They're missing something, I think. Yeah.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room.
You're not.
Where'd it
yeah.
go?
Good question.
We found it somewhere else.
Yeah, right there. It's right
We
there.
were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Yep.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it. But she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
Let's see.
That's not it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, got it.
That's not it.
Nope, that's not it either. How did Freya show us intentions for the painting? Right, I had to think.
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Not wrong. That's what I'm thinking. Black. But one of these was just added so quickly. Not the ink drip filter. Okay, so Wait, no, no, no. No, 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 no.
The blood was added by the murderer, so the ink dip feather, which Freya had lost. Nope. The blood was added by the murderer, so the ink dip feather of something sitting in the window. That's not right.
On why?
The blood was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. The black paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. Brown and gray paint was a mistake by Freya because the sketch of something sitting in the window. That's not right either. Brown and gray paint isn't that's not right either. Brown and gray paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
So it is this one I need to change.
Blood on the brush was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window. Almost. Maybe just change. The blood was going almost. Maybe just change. The blood was added by the murderer, so the sketch
Oh, that doesn't
of
sound right at all.
something sitting in the window. That's not right either. The blood was going almost. Maybe just change. The blood was. That's not right either. The blood was almost.
So it is.
The blood isn't. That's not right either.
Okay, so
The blood was going to be used to paint this almost. Maybe just. The paintbrush hand almost. Maybe just. The yellow paint
There
was
we
going
go.
to be used to paint the sketch of something
Okay, I was
sitting in the
wondering what-
window.
Something in the window. Oh.
That's not it.
nope, not that.
That's not it. That's not it.
Okay, never mind. Window of Forest Tower.
That's not it.
That is yellow, but I guess it wasn't in the tower. Oh! Hey!
There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did, but she's a very good listener.
What are you doing here?
Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin,
I'm
isn't
so-
there a certain formality demanding our attention?
I'm a little confused. What? Confused here. Hold on.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Justice for Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
It probably is.
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone
Right.
sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Okay, so she is in fact the killer. This is truly Penny and Detective Hawkshaw. So Hawkshaw was never actually a person in this game. Okay.
My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the
Oh,
first
come on.
question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
That
More
phone just
than
died.
that. I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
I might just have to switch. So I'm gonna turn off Warudo and switch back to. Sorry, it's just I have to.
The aviary.
Wait, I'm confused.
Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The attic.
Wait, I'm confused.
Then,
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end, the paint would peel, wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Okay, so
Wait,
there are mutations.
Mistids. Like cryptids. Like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
That's not it.
Okay.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tango Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5, completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision.
Ah, that explains the voice actors, but I didn't know it. But Tiana Camacho, good. I love her voice, by the way, or their voice. I don't know for sure. But their voice is. I didn't notice at first that they play both this character and Detective Hawkshaw. That probably was a bit. That doesn't immediately hint it because there are other characters in the lore or in the world of Detective Grimoire that do that. Last game had Aaron Hansen play 2 characters.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name,
question.
the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Okay. I'm going to run an ad, and I'll be right back. We'll finish it up. Back, and we will be finishing this up.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Yes, actually.
That's not right. That almost makes sense, but it's not right.
On. Oh, I see it.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Oh no. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Please don't tell me that she gets away. No! 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 Don't tell me that's how the game ends.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine.
Damn
No
it.
injuries.
Was it the
No!
beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us because he liked Penny a lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not.
The tiny little thing.
It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again.
Good.
I think that's what she would have wanted.
That was the end. But we don't. So in this instance, we do find the killer, but we don't find who actually did it. Or no, sorry. We do find the killer. We find out who did it, but we don't know. We don't stop her. Is there something I'm missing? I feel like there's some extra stuff. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm okay. This whole time. Okay, I didn't think about this until. Let me think here. Let me think here. So, yeah, Penelope or Penny was the killer this whole time. We already know that she kind of disliked Flora and Poppy. Or no, Poppy, but no, I don't know about Flora. What's next? How do we get out? How are we getting off the island exactly? Does Mermaid Mask lead up to, is Mermaid Mask a direct sequel? So this whole time, Detective Hawkshaw was not real. She turned out just to be Penny. This whole, I love the designs. She turned out just to be Penny. Hey, look, the original Penny. Other versions of Penny. Okay. That is some interesting old designs of Detective Brimore himself. They were really kind of trying to go with a similar style to what they did with his hair in the first game. Because in the first game, color-wise, I mean, it was just full red. It wasn't. It wasn't red and black. There's Penelope. Oh, okay. So they used Onigiri as an example for her hair. He doesn't seem to have. I don't see that. Okay, there we go. That is more akin to her old design, right there. That is more akin to what she usually looked like in the past game. These are designs from a much older version of the game, long before it became Tangle Tower. You can see that both Sally and Grandma are about halfway towards their Tangle Tower design. An early story idea was to include the little girl in the team. Obviously, we changed our minds. Why did you, though? And I see here that her, both 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 Grimoire and Sally had designs more akin to their last game. But they wound up going with a different, they wound up going with the poofier hairstyle. Let's start one. Ricky won it right. She has to overstate or understate her actions. That's cool. And here's Flora. Oh, that is an Earl. That is a very different design for Felix. And with that, there's the final design. And here's what Fifi looks like. Interesting look there. He starts off somewhat normal looking compared to others, and then end up changing her a bit. Then there's something akin to her normal design. Here's some other designs, obviously. Their final. Then you got Hawkshaw, which, as I said before, turned out not to actually be her. This is Freya. So that's interesting.
Boo.
Hello, Corey. I am just looking through old stuff on this game. Also, I don't know if I got all of the damn achievements.
How you doing on this fine evening?
Mainly just going through this game because I wanted to finish it before I did anything else. And I didn't really get home at a good time, but I was able to finish this beforehand. Kind of. Let's see. Also found out that the killer, well, the last game also had one of the main one of the characters that you meet normally be the killer in the end. But this time, and it's the same thing this time too. It's interesting how they went about it, because another character named Hawkshaw, she actually didn't. It wasn't a real character. She was actually just a disguise for the killer, which I didn't expect. Also, it is interesting how they changed Sally in appearance, because there is images of her in her last design that kind of looks like what we got now, but different. I need to check something. I feel like I'm missing some things. Achievements or something. Okay.
Having a good day?
Yeah, having a good day. I went, today was my grandpa's birthday, so we went out to there. Achievements, let's see.
Happy birthday to your grandpa.
I am still missing an achievement. What am I missing? Find 3 sets of similar notes. Well, how do I do that? Am I allowed to leave? Yes, I am allowed to leave this place. Oh, thank goodness. I don't have to worry. Okay, I'm just gonna say fuck it and look up where to find this last thing. Angle Tower.
Apparently, I've been in pain for quite some time.
Why is that?
About like 8 p.m. my time, I had a toothache.
I hate those.
Apparently, if I eating fruit.
Eating a fruit?
Yes.
Interesting.
Eating fruit. Not know how, but I got it some weird reason. And then, just to try to make the pain go away, I go to bed. How does that work, though?
I don't think that really works. How do you think? Find 3 sets of similar.
It
Okay.
actually does. Going to sleep actually gets rid of a pain.
The chalk side on the left side of the library. Let's check to see where that is. Where is the library? Where is the library?
Library.
Yes. I can't remember which one had the library in it. Let's see. Nope. Not it. That's it. Yeah.
Let's not wander off right now.
Damn it!
Library.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I can't go back. That means I can't get that achievement. Ah!
And I have to restart the game all over again.
Okay, maybe I've already gotten it. Underneath the papers at the bottom of the secret room unlocked by... Okay. Underneath the papers at the bottom of the secret room. Okay. Underneath the papers at the bottom of the secret room. This is the lowest level. This might not be the right room. Okay, let's see if it's here. Read the paper.
What's in there?
Okay.
It's a little diagram of a beetle with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really compared to the beetles behind the door.
It says, underneath the papers at the bottom of the secret room unlocked by solving the horn. Underneath the papers at the bottom.
What the fuck?
What?
Forensic entomology.
That's an incredible...
I've been friends with
mess.
Blocks
Any idea
for
what this is all
4
about?
years.
Oh my. Oh, okay. This might be.
Is that a periodic table?
No, but it does kind of look like one.
What are those symbols?
They're alchemic symbols, mostly based on the planets, the sun, the moon.
Huh. This looks like...
Didn't we see those
I love
same
that.
symbols?
Is that a period?
No, but it does.
What are
They're
those-
all mostly based.
Huh.
Okay, maybe. I'm hoping I can do something with this, but I don't know. If I can't, then damn. If I can, then awesome. But if I can't, then whatever. I've gotten majority of the game done, so that's good. Oh, I got it! I got the achievement! Thank you for the stretch.
Nice.
That was the last achievement to get.
I need these.
So that means, so here, achievements, 100% bitches! Woohoo!
Nice.
Okay, let's go back up to, I don't think it really makes a difference if I talk to her. I really didn't expect this in the way this game went at all. The last game of Detective Water plane. I drank that wrong. Ah, dang.
Did I go the wrong pipe?
Technically, we only have one pipe, but yeah. Anyways. I really did not expect... Okay. It's not unusual that one of the main characters that we meet in-game did turn out to be the villain. Because back in Detective Grimoire, the previous game, the character of... I can't remember his name, actually, but one of the characters did turn out to be the killer. It wasn't some random person. But this one kind of did it a little differently. It took one character, made them the villain, but also took another character, made it turn out that, oh, that character didn't actually exist. They were actually in disguise by this other character. I didn't expect that at all. Actually, I can go to
my fucking keyboard's battery is low. God damn it.
You need to get one that plugs into the computer.
It technically is, but that's only because of charging it.
These are all the characters that are in the game. Detective Grimoire, Sally. Those are the two protagonists. Sally is one of the characters that originally was herself one of the characters you had to talk to in the last game. They decided to make her the main character instead of... this is what they looked like in the past game, kind of. So this is their... this is what they looked like, kind of combining the current style with the style from the previous game. So Sally's old hairstyle, this is more akin to what she had in the last game, but with updated coloring and art. akin to what you see in the current Tangle Tower. The little girl right here, she was a character that we met in the first game. And also the original game back on Newgrounds, because the games actually started there, but the Newgrounds version is not really canonical. Or is it? They make references between the two and it's very confusing. Anyways, she was supposed to be a character in this game, and I think they actually hinted more that she would become the main character's assistant, but they wound up going with Sally instead, which is very interesting. I don't really know why they did that, but they did. There's a lot of redesigns. But here's Detective Hawkshaw. As I mentioned before, she is not really a real person, per se. She turned out to be Penny Pointer. She turned out actually to be Penny Pointer. And Penny Pointer turned out to be the killer of Freya. A lot of interesting redesigns here. So yeah, Detective Hawkshaw and Penny Pointer are the same exact person. The design of Detective Hawkshaw is actually one created by Freya. If we go to the photo of a painting, that design was used by Penny to create the design or create the character of Hawkshaw, which is pretty cool. It's also cool that I would say I didn't notice at first that her and Penny had the same voice actress, but the fact of the matter is that doesn't really make a difference, because if you play the first game, you'll see that Aaron Hansen, for example, plays two characters in that, or at least two to my memory, and neither of them were the same. So that doesn't really tell.
Oh, I bet I knew her.
But yeah, there's a lot of clues here. Tangle Tower case file, a lot, and there's even 2 pages here. The rip photo. For some reason, when we had the rip photo clue thing, one of the characters told us, "Oh, there's actually a third piece," but that turned out to be a lie. Let's see. What did they? Poppy Pointer. Also, also compared to the last game, the last game we found and arrested the killer. But this game, we found the killer, but she gets away. And we're apparently stuck on the island. So I have no idea how they're going to go and have us do stuff in the next game of Mermaid Mask. Because you have Detective Grimoire, you have Tangle Tower. Well, the first one also dealt with a swamp kind of thing. I can't remember the full name. And then you got Tangle Tower, which is this one. The third one, or technically the fourth, is the Mermaid Mask. And I have no idea whether or not it's going to be directly after the events of this one or not. It's very much possible they could have called someone from the island or from off the island to get off the island. Now that they know who actually did it, I don't know if we're going to be going after them. There's also some other factors that don't really line up. Well, that do line up but don't between the two games. One of those things being, let's see, where is the thing? Brandon Hall has pictures of, well, the Grand Hall has a whole family tree picture thing, which is cool. It features someone, though, that doesn't really get referenced fully. It does kind of get referenced, but Richard Remington was the murder victim in the previous title. But they don't really make reference of him being related to this family. But as you go through the story, the references to mystids, which is basically an alternate, something similar to cryptids, kind of does actually make sense in the story, because Richard Remington was a hunter of cryptids. That's why he started Boggy's Bog to begin with in the last game. Man, I really do love these games. I need to play more. I'm going to probably play a lot of indie games for a while. Mainly just because the idea. What people tend to do. Oh, I forgot that I have my Fuji meet open on. Well, I had to because my iPhone was dead at the start. But it is cool. Oh no.
You said about my A thing dying.
I'm sorry. What?
You you said about my keyboard need.
Oh yeah.
I need
Yeah.
a
I have.
keyboard.
Yeah. I'd recommend getting a keyboard that plugs into the computer. I also need to recommend myself to remember to plug in the iPhone. I didn't think I would stream today, so yeah.
Yeah, you even said no stream today, but decided to stream.
I figured since the game didn't have much left that I'd be able to.
But yet it's been an hour, so
Yes, an hour and 3 minutes. But that was a pretty cool. I love that. I can't wait for the next game of Mermaid Mask to come out. SFB Games, I applaud you for your creation. I need to play Crow Country as well. It's not related at all, but it's another game by SFB, and it's not very expensive either. At the moment, it's about $19.99. Sorry, $9.99. Its normal price is $19.99. And let's see, what is Burn Street Station? That's an interesting looking game, but I don't know. I think I might just get the Pro Country on its own. I have a good bit of money. What is Fear the Spotlight? That's interesting too. That looks interesting. Maybe that too. We'll see.
need to fear the spotlight.
Oh. But I've seen Pro Country played on stream before or on a video before, so it won't be my first time playing it. I'll already kind of know stuff about it, but the concept, it's very Resident Evil-esque when it comes to the gameplay. Or well, actually, maybe more something else. I can't remember what other thing. It doesn't have voice acting like Tangle Tower does or Mermaid Mask. Yeah, the Mermaid Mask is what's coming next. Let's see what the trailer says. Possible locker room murder, cat and more. Yeah, it's not gonna be based on what the based on what the summary says. It's not going to be set in the same area. It's going to be a different murder mystery now. Nothing is similar. A whole different place. Based on what it says, which is cool. I just hope it explains how the characters got off the island. But they didn't really. But the first game doesn't really get much details between that either. So whatever. But as I said, was mainly trying to say, I think I will stick with doing a lot of different random indie games that I just seemingly enjoy the concepts. If I really enjoyed the concept of it, I will play it. Like these games. Yeah. I really love the detective stuff. I like hack and slash stuff as well, but this stuff really makes you think. That's one thing I absolutely love. I love being able to think.
No, isn't that all the games?
Yes, but these kind of games you really kind of have to. It's a puzzle. Okay, it's detective puzzle adventure visual novel type thing. I don't know how to really describe it. I also just really love the art direction that these games went in. I kind of still prefer. I do like Sally's current design, but I am also a little more into her previous one. But I still find her I still quite like her now. I'm not sure if I like how the game animations are somewhat in the game, because when you play the game, you'll see they're always kind of, the animation style's always kind of fuzzy looking on purpose. I think I know it's a intentional design choice, but it's not my favorite. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite. Doesn't stop me from playing the game, though.
Every game makes you think.
Yes, every game makes you think, but some games make you think a little more. Especially when you're trying to figure out who did what now.
Among Us.
Yes. But yeah, I'm going to definitely be playing more indie games as time goes on. I need to finish. Let's see. What was the one? There was another game that I had on here that was indie that I need to finish. But it's probably under my. I could do a little goofy story. Well, no, Inko Benny is definitely one of those games that I don't really consider playing on live stream, simply because it's just a game where you put up, where you work at a convenience store, put stuff up and stuff like that. So I probably won't play that one on stream. If I do, then it's just for a chill stream, or just an indie showcase, I guess.
I've been to the store a couple of days ago.
Ah, nice.
And I got some Korean food.
Korean barbecue?
Well, a Korean snack.
Ah.
I
probably.
haven't tried it yet.
Oh, go ahead. Go do it, dude. Motor Slice is another game that it's an indie game that I absolutely love. I got it on the day it came out. Normally I don't recommend doing that regardless of what game it is, because sometimes it could be really broken. But sometimes it goes okay. Silly Polly Beast is another one. I don't know if I got it the day of. No, I didn't get it the day of. I got it this year, I know that. But it's fun one. I need to continue playing. I do know there's a way to play it in first person if you beat the game, which is pretty cool. I know Kina Bridge of Spirits is getting a sequel. I don't think that's an indie. I don't think that's considered indie. Unless Ember Lab is indie. I have no idea. Scars of Kosmara is the next one, and it's not out yet. Let me make sure I press the button. Like it. I need to play more Potionomics. So that one might stay on a I play alone without streaming it kind of game. I also might continue playing the Monster Hunter stories games on my own, or not. We'll see. Pagmata is definitely one that I'm playing off stream now. I don't want to. I feel like that one is. I don't really want to play that on stream anymore. Since I already beat majority of the main game of Master Detective Archives Ring Code, I still need to play the DLC. So that one's definitely going to be played on stream. I'm considering playing Umfimmed as well. It's developed by the same. It's a previous title by the developers of Meeside. So there are some things in it that are pretty similar in appearance. Never finished
Meeside.
I'm sorry, what?
I love Meeside.
I do too. I need to go back and play that again at one point on my own to get all the achievements. Maybe I'll have a random stream day where I just do achievement hunting for games. That might be fun. I also have the Devil May Cry games now. I got them all on sale. So I got Devil May Cry HD Collection, which I believe holds 1, 2, and 3. Then I got Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, Devil May Cry 5, and also the Virgil DLC. I got the Virgil DLC too. And I also have DMC Devil May Cry, which is the the remaster that I don't think people liked very much. But to be honest, I don't really. It doesn't really matter.
Couldn't give a rat's ass.
Well, I don't know. I can definitely understand why people don't like Devil May Cry, the most recent show. They've done a lot of stuff that just does not make sense, and they're really trying to push a narrative of something that I don't really want to talk about right now. I think the next time I play Digimon Stories Time Stranger, that one I might start over again because I really fucked up my what Digimon to use, because I am in a bind or in a bad place when it comes to that game right now. Also, I'm going to have to get the DLCs at one point simply because there's a character in there that I really want to see. I also want the X antibody Digimon too. That'd be great. I never beat Dishonored, so I'm gonna have to do those. I also have a bunch of Elder Scrolls games. I forgot. I have Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, the original, Legends, Skyrim, Special Edition, Skyrim VR. I need to go back and play Republic at 1.2. Oh, speaking of VR, by the way, I have gotten you probably saw in the Discord, Tori, but for those who watch me on stream, I don't know if there's anyone here at the moment. There might be, there might not be. I don't know, and I don't know if I care. Well, I do care, but I don't want to. I think at this point, I know not to look up who are viewing me right now, because if I do, and I see nobody, that just winds up not doing you any good. Anyway, excuse me. I recently went through and changed a bunch of settings and found out what was actually causing all of my issues. Apparently, at least in I looked up the proper settings for Wyvern on the Quest 2, and what it recommended was for the encoder VAPI, which is what I use, and for the codecs, which you have to mess with in the headset itself when you open up the app on the headset, and that is you have to use H.264. And when I did that, it fixed my weird problems with the colors. That fixed that problem. So that was the cause of, I was using the wrong codecs. That was the cause of the weird color problems. And it was called color banding. The other thing I did to fix other problems, because I also had problems of still it being a little bit more buggy still. Regardless of the color banding fix, it was also acting buggy. There's one of the things in the Wyvern is a thing called Open VR Compatibility Library. And the main one is Open Composite. Open Composite is a mature software or mature runtime, which doesn't mean it works. It can work, and for a while it did, but I think over time it started to break. So what I found to do to fix that was I got the second compatibility library, that being X-Riser. It's not perfect. It's newer. I think it's much newer. So it's definitely got. It probably could have bugs, but so far, when I jumped into Sushi Ben, I forget when I played it. I think I tested out last night when I should have gone to bed. I should have gone to bed, but I was testing stuff. Anyways, when I tested the encoder and codecs thing alongside the X-Riser thing, I was able to play the game without any problem. Well, there was a problem, but it wasn't related to Wyvern or X-Riser or anything like that. It was more just the game being kind of buggy itself sometimes. Because there was one character who was supposed to be fighting another character, and they just were stuck outside of the building. Not sure why, but that was the thing. Excuse me, but also I moved the gaming router up on a higher spot. That way it'll be I did it better, I guess you could say. And so far it's done just good. The next real test of everything is to play VR chat, which I might jump in tomorrow as a test. Not a streaming test, but just a playing test. And Friday, depending on how everything goes, I might stream that day, I might not stream that day. It all really depends. My younger brother is having a graduation party because he graduated high school recently, and he's bringing a lot of his friends over to my aunt and uncle's house because they have a pool, a big one, and also a big yard and whatnot.
Lucky.
Yeah. But the point is, a lot of his friends are going to be there. And to be honest, I probably won't hang out long there. I might just wind up skipping and just going right back to my grandma's house because my grandparents and my uncle and uncle live nearby each other. The land that my aunt and uncle owns right now actually used to be my grandparents, but they gave it to them so they could have land. My grandparents still own more of the land though. So once I decide to come back, if I decide to come back instead of swim or anything, I probably won't. I do like to swim, but given that it's really just going to be a bunch of my little brother's friends, I'm probably not going to swim that day. Maybe another day. Then I'll probably come home, start up a stream, and yeah. I gotta remember. Yeah, I'm probably gonna come back home and start a stream. Another thing that I had to do to make sure everything was working. When it comes to Steam information, it gives you a little launch option. You have to copy and paste into the actual game itself to work, and depending on where you choose Open Composite and Xriser, it will be different, but it's mostly the same. But you do have to make sure to copy and paste that and put that in the launch options for it to work. But yeah, if I do stream tomorrow on Friday, it's because I've decided to come home. If I don't stream Friday, then I don't stream Friday. We'll see though. I gotta remember to I gotta try and keep this iPhone plugged in more often. But I am glad I got a lot of my things set up properly. I'm glad I finished that game. I really do wish the mermaid mask was out, but I'm patient. I support SFB games in what they're doing. I'm gonna have to buy that Crow Country game because I really liked the gameplay of it when I watched the story, and I kind of want to do a thing where when it comes to games that I watch be played, I might just stream those games because in those instances I already know the story, the ins and outs. All I need in that instance is just to enjoy the gameplay itself, and I could talk about what's going on. That sounds like a fun idea. I'll decide though. If it's a new game, like a really new game, then I probably will play it on my own. But if it's not, then I will stream it. I still got to figure out how to get stuff for the Shad PS4 emulator, so I can do that. Because you can do that now, but I need to find a good place to do it. Either that or learn how to dump my own games. We'll see though. How have you been, Corey? Other than the pain you're having?
I'm being fine.
That's good. Excuse me. Wow. Alright, it's time for this episode of the Internet Digital Show. Live at the Wonder Weasels Ermith Theater in for tonight. I know this wasn't a very long stream. It was still an hour and 40 minutes. Or 41. Well, out of the... Yeah. But, either way, I shall either see you on Friday or see you on Saturday. Or both. We will see. I hope you all have a wonderful rest tonight, wonderful rest day, wonderful evening. I hope you all the best. Thank you. And goodbye. See you next time.
Bye.